Hey, welcome to the official relaunch of Sis Stop Sulkin podcast. We are back with a new look, same powerful mission, and a whole new level of transformation. If you've been rocking with me for a while, thank you for being here. And if you're new to the show, welcome to the space. We're here talking about mindset shifts. We're talking about self-love and taking bold action toward the life you desire and deserve. This relaunch is all about elevating, where I give you the real and raw strategies to grow, where you'll hear transformational stories from women who've done the work, and more ways for us to connect, because we are not meant to do this alone. And so, what better way to kick off this new chapter than by flipping the script? So today I have got a very special guest, someone who knows me better than anyone, my best friend, my ride or die, and she is going to take over the mic and put me in the hot seat, so you can get to know the heart behind this podcast, my journey, the struggles, and the breakthroughs. So we're keeping it real, we're getting deep, and I'm sharing things I've never shared before. So grab your tea, your journal, and whatever you need, and let's dive right in. Welcome to my girl, Nicky.
I am so excited for you.
Thank you. This is nice.
Girl, podcast where? TV show? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just so grateful, and I could not have started this relaunch without you. So thank you so much for being here with me today.
You know I love you.
I love you more. How was your week so far?
It was a good week. I really had a really good week, and it was quick, which is even better. So no
I can't say
here.
about the quick.
Well, mine was, girl.
Because I'm like, oh, look. But no, it definitely has been a good week for me too, as well. Good. Yeah. I went to the gym yesterday.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm in love with the sauna. Like, when I get my house.
With the squats and madness, which I can't stand. But we gotta do.
Yeah, no, the sauna. So after I do my little thing, I just like decompress in the sauna, and I just really like take it all in and
do
relax.
your self-care.
Yeah, and it's so good. It's sauna's bae.
You know what I'm saying? My bed is bae right after the workout because I'm barely making it.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, so let's get in what you got for me.
So let's start straight. I'm not the only one who really want to know, and I'm sure your audience wants to. But what made you start? What made this happen?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because I have been actually when I first started, I started with my phone and my car, because the kids were but it was just like when I wrote my book Sis Stop Sulkin, and to go back a little bit why I wrote the book. I always was a journaler, always wrote stories, but I wrote the book, and the book is titled Sis Stop Sulkin, God's Plan is Greater, right? And so in the book, it talks about little short stories, and then there's a framework on how to grow forward from traumas and things like that. And then I was listening to a video on YouTube, and they were like, start a podcast. Oh. And I'm like, I don't even know what a podcast is at the time. I didn't know what that was.
Okay.
And then I researched it, and I was like, oh, I could do this. You know, I don't have to show my face. Yeah. I can just talk about things that, because I've always been the one, which you know, but like to learn something and then turnkey to my friends.
Yes. A lifetime student.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing thing. I could never, but you are perfect for that.
Thank you.
Being the teacher that you are.
Yeah, and so that's really where it started. And once I mean, it was very janky when I started, but you know, I just love talking and teaching, and I didn't have to get dressed because it was on my, you know. Yeah. But now, you know, we're at a whole new level, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for it.
I'm gonna say something. It was never janky. Let's just be very clear,
okay.
Right? Because it was so dope when you started, and when you don't know or you don't have the experience with certain things. I'll take me, for example. I have zero clue about it. So me watching, it wasn't about the visual, which was cool to me. We're still learning certain things, you know. I always tell you, that I've known you forever, right? And I'm like, sometimes when I listen to you, like, I get so annoyed because I'm like, I can't stand her because she is so right. But I don't listen like I'm listening to my sister. I listen intently, trying to learn something, and it resonates.
That's good.
So
That's what it's all about. Like, I really just want to help somebody. Whatever I learn, I feel like it's important to share. Take what you want, take what
Apply
you
it.
need and apply it.
Absolutely.
Because we all the overall goal is to grow. You know what I'm saying? Is to elevate, is to live a life that we truly love, and that doesn't mean that you have to have it all figured out every single day. It doesn't mean that you have to have all the things, all the money, all the everything, but just the tools makes life more peaceful and more, and you just freeing for sure, and makes you able to navigate those hard waters when they come. So
Girl, I tell you, and I've learned a lot within our friendship, but just even excluding that with listening to you. Because boundaries, baby. Oh, a no is a no.
Yes.
Nothing added or taken away.
Yes.
That's like my superpower now. No.
It's so true, because when I learned that, I said, oh, no. Everybody all the women, all the people pleasers, they need to really know that it's freeing.
Yep.
And people really think that they're going to be, someone's going to be upset with them, or they're going to let people down, or they're going to be, people not going to like them. But the fact of the matter is, they're going to move on to the next person.
Absolutely.
And then that way you still have your boundaries. So boundaries is definitely a very strong part of what I teach and how I live my own self,
Absolutely.
so yeah.
Yeah, I probably have too much of a boundary now, but thanks to Tasha.
You're like, everything's a
Look
no.
you dead in the eye, like, no blinking.
That's funny.
All righty. So if you had to describe your mission in one sentence, what would it be?
Oh yeah, so my mission is to educate and empower women and girls to redefine their future and live the life they love unapologetically, with simple strategy and action.
Yeah, that's actually very powerful, because oftentimes, you said not being apologetic, and oftentimes we are. It's like we feel bad, or we put ourselves to the side to accommodate every single one. And I know I'll speak for myself, we're taught as young girls that, oh, your kids come first, and that comes first, and work. And that's so not okay, because if you don't put yourself first, like you teach all the time, how are you going to be the best version for those that you love?
Yeah.
So I definitely love that.
Hey, sis. Before we continue with this episode, let me ask you something. Are you constantly juggling goals, responsibilities, and everyone else's needs? You've got big dreams, but life keeps interrupting your flow? Well, that's why I created the Ultimate Plan Her. Using my proven EPIC method, you finally align with your purpose, plan with intention, and create the life you desire and deserve. This is your year to stop sulking and start elevating. The Ultimate Planner includes a goal tracker, reflection prompts, and built-in self-love practices. So grab yours today, because you don't need more motivation. You need a proven method. The link to yours today is in the description. Now let's get back into this episode.
Okay, I need you to take us back to that moment in your life where you had to stop sulking and step into your power.
Oh, I don't know if we have enough time to go through all the.
Let's go. Get into it. We need to know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, first I'll preface by saying this. It's a rinse and repeat, right? So whenever there is a challenge or a time when I had to stop sulking, the strategy or the tool that I use is rinse and repeat. So you're gonna have ups and downs. And so what I will say is, when I went from having a family of 3 to a family of 5 in less than 2 years, and having all of these people to think for and all of these people to navigate, and not knowing who, totally losing myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, okay, I'm just a mom, I'm just a wife. And then it was like, well, I don't feel fulfilled. Like, meaning it was a tugging on me. There's more for you to do than just this. And I had to really step into, and you know what, gratefully, and I know COVID, did some things, and I know it was some bad times, but for me, outside of the friends and family that were lost, it was a rebirthing for me, a
remember
self-discovery
saying
for
that,
me,
yeah.
because I had nowhere to be. I had nothing to do, and I was just sitting still in a home with my family, but I was able to get back to me, like and that's really where boundaries started, and just the self-discovery and knowing, like, okay, what does Tasha enjoy? What does she not enjoy? What is she? I started cooking stuff that I ain't never
Girl,
cooked
you
before.
I kept seeing it like, you ain't got nothing else to do, Tasha. Like,
I
really, no.
was cooking. I finally wrote the book that I've been talking about. And so
You were building things.
Oh yeah, I revamped my closet. You're right. You're so right. And I made a closet. I revamped the walkway, the foyer. Yeah, you're right.
I know.
I did a lot of that, and it was joyful. Like, I felt good about it.
Yeah.
So that would be my answer, is that was a time when I had to, like, really, like, stop worrying, stop complaining about, and that's really what Sis Stop Sulkin is, right? Stop worrying, stop complaining, stop blaming, stop all the things that's holding you back. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
And start to elevate, start to transform, start to rediscover, start to empower yourself with self-love. So yeah, so that was really the biggest moment that I could think of right now, where I was like, okay.
Alrighty. So next question.
Okay.
What's been the hardest part of your journey so far, and how did you push through it?
So there's a couple of things that I can think of, but what pops out the most, and when I think about my journey, I'm talking about with building, right?
Okay.
With educating and empowering, I would say, is the consistency, right? Being consistent. Because when you are walking in your calling and walking in your purpose, you really don't get to, and I'm gonna rephrase this, but you don't get to stop.
Okay.
Yes, we definitely unplug. We had our self-love retreat, right? We definitely find pockets where we pour into ourselves, because when I am feeling less than, or when I am going through a hard time, which it seems like when you're on the elevator going up, all the baggage keeps coming down, all the problems start, right, trying to knock you off. And so consistency is my biggest struggle, but now I know that there is a way to just continue to go forward. What is my why? Why am I doing this? Right? Knowing that it isn't just a good idea, it's a God idea. God is telling me and constantly revealing to me that I'm on the right track and that I can't stop. Real quick, when our grandmother passed away, and I also going through a separation all in the same month.
Layers.
It was just, and so I took what I identify now as a sabbatical, right? That's what the relaunch is about. But I had to take a step back, because at that point I was on the verge of burnout. And then I said, I'm just going to take a pause, and it was only supposed to be a short month. Then people started looking for me. Oh, where's the show? Where's the podcast? Oh, can you do this? Can you do it? And I was like, you know what? That's why I got to keep going with the consistency. And so now I'm working on a framework where if I need to take a break, my business don't have to take a break, you know? And so enlarging my team and just seeking support and help in that way. So yeah, it's consistency is tricky. You know, you got to really push, and you got to have automations and systems, and, you know, so yeah.
So for your audience who might not know, what is imposter syndrome?
Yeah, so imposter syndrome, that's a great question. Imposter syndrome is the thoughts in your head that's telling you that you are less than. It's the things that's keeping you stuck from taking the next step, right? It's the things that may have, that you may be living with and holding on to, that somebody told you from childhood, that you weren't worthy, that you couldn't do it, that you wasn't smart. And so those things play over, and it keeps you stuck. It's a trick of the enemy.
It really is.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I didn't know. Right. And just thinking about the word, I'm thinking I'm not, acting like something else that I'm not, but it really is the enemy.
It is
telling you you're less than.
But so many people let it take over them that it's
crippling.
It's crippling. And so you can't move in your power when you have imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is self-inflicted, so it's not even anybody else, right? It's the old beliefs, it's the old things. And so there are ways to combat that, like affirmations, mindset declarations, speaking life. What I like to tell a lot of the women that I coach is find the proof.
Okay.
Right? So what I mean by that is, like, okay, if you've been told all this time, or you believe that you are not worthy, or that you cannot do the thing, right? You cannot start the business, you cannot write the book, you cannot lose the weight, whatever that is, find the proof of someone that is doing it. because if somebody else is doing it, so can you. You know what I'm saying? It's this, and that's how I look at these women on TV that are taking these trips and got these houses and all that stuff. That's just proof for me. I'm not comparing myself or sulking because I don't have it, but that's proof. And so finding the proof always helps you to see what's possible for you, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I while you were talking, I had a few more questions, so let me go on to the next. Okay, so I know personally you've helped so many women push past their limiting beliefs, right? Mm-hmm. Have there been moments where you struggled in your own?
Yeah, absolutely. Daily, you know, even coming here and doing this and taking this step. I know that it's necessary and everything, but it was like, oh God, can I pull this off? And then again, remember my struggle is consistency. Yeah. Can I be consistent with this? Can I do this? It's so easy to make excuses and to be like, well, I've been going for so long, you know, who's gonna listen? And it's just a constant talk with yourself, a constant reminder of why you're doing it, a constant reminder of what's the cost of not doing it, right? The cost is too great for me.
Because it's not just about you anymore. I've heard so many different women talk about the impact that, you know, they listen to the podcast and they listen to just one-on-ones with you, your coaching sessions, and how you've positively impacted their lives. And again, I listen, you know, and I take the relationship portion out of it because you know very well, I am not sitting there listening to nobody on no judging, but I am not here to listen to whoever talk about what they've been through or whatever. But I think what drew me in, obviously I know you and I know it's real. It's not BS, it's not for a production. And it's like, wow, I really am learning from my lifelong friend. And I'm kind of a little mad because I'm like, chick, why didn't you tell me this when I was out here acting a whole fool? So, yeah.
No,
but I appreciate you now.
Well, because I was a fool with you.
You were. We were both with a fool. But we were having some good times.
What? That's what we can do. We got memories.
Oh gosh,
I love this. I was just like, this is so good because I really, really miss y'all. Y'all don't understand. I really, really miss talking to my community, talking to my new friends, and just, of course, vibing with you. But
but your new family.
Right. I'm just so excited. So much that I have coming that is just like, y'all just better get ready. I'm just saying,
elevate, y'all. Come on.
You already know. I always say bring a notebook, but like this is gonna be good. We're back. We're back.
And a different level.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're here with me for sure. I'm not gonna.
Yes, I saw the little. I said, "Girl, pull it back." Not on this episode.
You know.
Right.
I know.
So everybody else who want to say that's your besties, I mean, you could claim it, but we know what it is. But I'm not saying anyway. Call it what you want.
Call it right.
What it is a whole different thing. Anyway.
You have another one?
Yes, I do, honey. Okay. What do you say to the woman who feels stuck, overwhelmed, and unsure of her next step?
You are not alone. You are not alone. It is part of our makeup, I think, in certain areas, right? And feeling, and that was something. It's funny you said that because I just went out to brunch with a friend. Okay. And we were talking, and I was telling her how, I have a community, like I have my people like you, and but in this particular arena, I feel alone sometimes. I feel like I'm doing this, and who do I talk to? So when you're feeling like that, you find your community. You find people that are doing what you're doing, and you tap into that. So like I go to conferences, I go to retreats, I go where the people that speak like me and the people that feel like me are. You know, you can't talk about you feel alone or you feel self-doubt or you feel these things and you're still sitting home.
Not doing anything.
You have to get out. You have to connect. You have to tap in. You have to seek the information. You have to apply the actions to the information that you seek, you know? And so that's what I would say is like start somewhere by finding someone that resonates, someone that you can learn from, or that's maybe a step. Because I don't feel like I have it all figured out. I know I don't have it all figured out. And it's a constant rewiring. It's a constant talk. It's a constant action because that's life, right? I set my intentions at night for the day before.
Okay.
That's a practice. I meditate in the morning every day before I leave my house because, except for Saturdays, because I sometimes.
Tell the truth now.
I gotta tell the truth because I got convicted real quick. Like, you don't do it every day.
Liar!
Saturdays, slack a little on my routine. Don't judge me. But very consistent in my routine because that's where my power comes. And so whenever I'm feeling these ways, when you have a consistent routine, you have a model that you follow or a person that you tap into, motivation, that's how you combat those feelings and those thoughts. So yeah.
Okay, good. So with the podcast, AKA talk show, because I'm speaking it now, right? You hear this now. I was the first one to say it, y'all. With the relaunch, what can your fan base, your family look forward to, and how will the new version of Sis Stop Sulkin serve them?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I touched on it a little bit in the beginning, but you can definitely look forward to taking the action, the steps, the goals to another level. Like, we're not playing small anymore. You know, I'm giving it to you. I want to hold you accountable. I'm actually creating a community. So if you want to be a part of the community, that's very important to, you know, tap in, join the wait list, join the things that's going on. I want to do a conference, Sis Stop Sulkin conference, which would be like on the anniversary of the show or something like that big, where we have a live taping, you know, things like that. More guests coming on. I've met some amazing women during my sabbatical that are doing amazing things. And I tell them I have a podcast and I'm like, oh my God, little old me, they're going to come because these women that are doing big things. And I have to, again, there goes the self-doubt.
Okay. I'm glad you touched on it.
There goes the self-doubt.
Talk about it. Okay.
Because I have to tell myself, like, no, I belong here in this room. I've done enough. I put in the work, you know? And so there it goes, though. Little old me. No. They
So
coming
it's a
on my
constant
show.
reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be great. You see how beautiful it is in here. We got a whole vibe going. So yeah, so that's what we got going on new. That's pretty much it. If there's any topics that or something that you want to hear, just reach out, put it in the comments, send me an email, whatever it is, and then
They're very engaging. You know, I definitely see that you correspond with your audience. But just a quick question. So you have a community, right?
Yes.
How do we join the community?
Yeah, so you can go to TashaOwens.com/community. The link will be in the description. Okay. It's a growing community. We do challenges. We do inspiration. I go live every so often. I want to do a little bit more of that teaching. You get first dibs on any workshops or anything that's hosting. So yeah, that is the Sis Stop Sulkin community. I call it the club. And yeah, it's growing.
Yes.
It's definitely thriving. So if you want to be a part of that, for sure.
Awesome.
On social media, all of that.
And that'll be linked in the description.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the
It'll
lingo.
be, I know, it'll be there. You know I got to get you back. You know you got to pop in every couple of episodes and we can chop it up.
Yes.
Because you got some things coming up too that we can unpack.
All right, let's talk about you.
All right. We got some things that we can unpack. So yeah, so is that the last question?
That was it. That was it. Too bad, right?
I hope that was helpful. Yeah, no, that was good. You did good.
Ew.
So, you know, whenever I'm on vacation, if the show
You
gotta
know
keep
what?
going.
Calm down. Calm down. No high fives.
Okay, I want to thank you again for joining me on this Relaunch podcast. I'm so excited now. Like, it's up. If this was helpful, if you heard something that inspired you, touched you, or made you want to be like, okay, I want to take action, join the community.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit follow if you are listening on an audio platform. Every week you're going to get a new episode. We're locked in. We're taking it to another level. Mindset, actionable strategies for your life goals, and self-love. So until next episode, be well, be blessed. Ew.